Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming today again for a beautiful get together and to be able to give you another way to let go of what doesn't work for you. And today we have a very special guest speaker, Karen. I know Karen for a while already, and I'm just so glad that you're here, Karen. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much, Carla. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Karen. Karen Seltz, she has a master of education in counseling, and she is a rapid resolution therapy practitioner. She is a subconscious mind reprogramming expert. She supports her client to resolve the underlying causes of anxiety, depression, anger, grief, trauma, abuse, shame, guilt, physical and emotional pain, PTSD, and more quickly and painlessly so that they can live happy, peaceful, productive lives. Yeah, thank you, Karen. Thank you for being here. This is exciting. You know,
It is. I'm
I
excited to
really
be on the other side of you because I got to have you on my show too. So this is fun.
beautiful, beautiful. So, today is very, very easy, very short because what I want to portray is just four questions that I'm sharing with the viewers. And these questions, the purpose of them is to create an opportunity for all of us, because including me, right, to have a quick shift into what my next level is. And are you ready for the questions?
Sure.
Okay, so
Well, we'll
this is
see. I'm ready for the
we'll see.
question. We'll see if I'm ready with an answer.
Beautiful. So the first question is, what do you do? What is your purpose? What have life land you here to do?
Mm. Oh, I love this one. So, my purpose overall is to eliminate suffering on this planet. And a little bit about me, I suffered from clinical depression, anxiety, addiction, and really low self-esteem. Like I thought, I didn't think I would ever dig out of the hole, to be honest. I'm getting a little emotional thinking about where I was. And at the core of it all, I didn't feel like I was enough. I didn't feel like I mattered. I felt like everybody else had their stuff together and I did not. And there was something fundamentally wrong with me that there's no way I could figure it out. And the thing that changed my life the most, I mean, I got into 12-step program for addiction. I was on antidepressants. I did, leadership, transformational leadership program. I did tons of therapy, all the modalities. And the thing that completely changed my life is rapid resolution therapy. And from doing that, 4 hours, I did 4 hours. 4 hours, that still blows my mind. I mean, I had done like probably hundreds of hours of therapy and self development. I went back to a 12-step meeting and I went to introduce myself. And I said, and I was sober for 3 years at this point. And I said, hi, I'm Karen. And I just stopped like dead in my tracks. And I'm like, no, no, it's just gone from my identity. And from there, I'm like, I wonder if I could get off my antidepressants because I'm happy. So I weaned off of those, two of them. And I've just been happy ever since. And over the last year, I found the person who developed this modality and I've been training directly under him. And it absolutely blows my mind. It's called rapid resolution therapy, and it is no joke. It blows my mind how fast it is that people could go from, thinking that they don't matter. And it's all kinds of events, essentially. The data from those events gets stuck in our unconscious mind. And our unconscious mind, if you're not familiar with that, it's the part that controls digestion, respiration, thoughts, feelings, fears, anger, all of the emotions that we experience. And the data from those events. I mean, think about anything difficult you've ever experienced. You can probably remember every single detail, even like what it smelled like. And it's like if you take your hand and put it into the sand on the beach, you can see that imprint. That's what those events do to our brains. And what I do is I simply do some processes that are quick and painless. Like nobody is rocking, in the chair across from me. They are present with me while doing something regarding those events. And it's super fast. I'm going to say painless. Sometimes people cry, but I ask them afterward, what was your experience? Did you experience any suffering? They always say no. I've never had anybody say yes. Oh, yeah, that was painful, ever. And it takes the data from those events that got stuck there. And when it gets stuck, we keep tripping over it, meaning we have triggers, like lots of triggers, like somebody looks at us a certain way, or it's sunny out, or whatever. And we're like in a fear response or an anger response. We're like, gosh, I don't know what it is about that person, but they make me so mad. Well, it's probably not that person. It's your mind is filtering something about the situation or about that person through this lens of childhood difficult events or trauma. And a lot of people don't relate to that word trauma. But what I do is I take those and put them into long-term storage where they affect you as much as, hey, Carla, what'd you have for dinner last Tuesday?
Beautiful. Powerful.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
I actually, I've known you for a while and I didn't know exactly what you did. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah,
Very,
you're
very
welcome. And this
interesting.
is actually, I've been in the coaching world for 10 years or so. And this is something I've added to my practice.
Mm,
And it, for me, is the missing link. So if
mm,
anybody watching has ever gone through coaching programs and you're like, why can't I take the coaching? Why are other people getting results and I'm not?
mhm,
It's probably stuck data. So I consider this to be the missing piece. And once
mm,
this piece gets resolved, all the coaching you've ever had up until this moment suddenly becomes relevant and you can now do it without that fear coming in and stopping you. So it's not you, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just stuff in your unconscious mind that has prevented you from being able, like you really couldn't do it any
yeah.
better than you have ever at any point. So it also is a way of really letting people off the hook and their nervous systems regulate, which is
Mm,
such a beautiful thing when that happens.
yeah. Yeah. It makes a difference. It truly, truly makes a difference. So, we're gonna move on to the second question, even though I think that you already answered a little bit of it. So the second question is, what made you interested in what you currently do? And tell me how you got there. But
Oh, yeah,
you
I
want to
think I did
elaborate? Yeah.
answer, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna tell you what keeps me interested in it
Yeah.
is it absolutely blows me away the different things that people can do once they go through this and once they get their minds updated, rebooted, refreshed. Like one of my general intentions before I go into any session is that people's minds will only entertain thoughts that have value about things that are possible to do, which means it's not possible to change a single thing you've ever done in the past. So your mind doesn't even think about, oh, I should have done this or they should have done this. I wish this would have happened. I wish that. None of that happens anymore because it's not useful. It's a waste of energy. And when we think that way, our unconscious mind only thinks in the now. It's always right here, just like a dog, right? They're always right here. They're not thinking about that they had a bone 20 minutes ago. They're thinking, oh, there's a bone. Let's have a bone, right? So the moment we have the thought, oh, that shouldn't have happened, or I wish that would have happened, your unconscious mind thinks there's a possibility. So it's like, okay, let's go. So I'm going to explain a little bit because I want this to make sense. So I call this part of the mind the unconscious goat, like
Mm-hmm.
not greatest of all time, but goat, because it's literally as smart as a goat. And the conscious mind, which is only like 5% of everything we think, I'll call that snowflake because it's tiny and it's so unique, right? In all of us. So if goat and snowflake are in a traffic jam, Snowflake will say, gosh, we should have left 20 minutes ago. And Goat says, yes, let's leave 20 minutes ago. Well, you said, I wish. So it's like, well, let's do it then. So it produces all these impulses, these thoughts, these emotions, these behaviors, habits, even to try to get you to take an action, because it's trying to get you to take an action to create something different in the past. And it's a
Mm.
waste of so much of your energy. So entertaining, your mind is entertaining thoughts about things that are possible, things that are good to have done. I love the chocolate cake analogy. So would it be good to eat some chocolate cake? Yes, it'd be really good. Would it be good to eat the whole thing? Well, maybe. It might be good while you're doing it, right? Would
Mhm.
it be good to have done it? Like, how would you feel after you eat an entire chocolate cake? Horrible, right? It feels physically bad. There's probably some beat up. So your mind starts moving ahead. Like, would it be good to have done this? And it starts attaching pleasure in that final outcome piece. Like, would it be
Mm.
good to have eaten a whole chocolate cake? No. So it's like, I'm going to feel really good stopping at one bite or one piece or whatever it is. And then it attaches satisfaction and having done that thing that would be good to have done. So that's my general intention. And then when people
Mm.
talk, I come up with a very specific intention, and then I do what comes to mind to create it. And it works. So far, 95% of the time.
Beautiful, beautiful. Um, Thank you for sharing all that, and very impactful. This take us to the third question, and I really think that this is gonna take us even deeper into you and how you use those tools, right? Question number three is, what has been your biggest, most profound shift or transformation, and how it affected your life?
Hmm. Yeah, I think, gosh, there have been so many, but I think the biggest one is like removing all that, those stucknesses, all the triggers. I mean, I used to get triggered by everything. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, especially in romantic relationships for me, it
Mm.
was,
Mm-hmm.
I was always looking for, are they going to leave me? Where,
Yeah.
when are they going to stop showing interest? And when they do, I was freaking out and manipulating, not even knowing I was doing it, but trying to get them to prove their love. And
Mm.
it, of course, you can imagine every single relationship I had ended, because who wants to be in a relationship with that? Talk about drama. So, and then coming to the place where now I can talk about it, it doesn't trigger me to even talk
Mm.
about how insecure and how manipulative I was. I'm like, I can see it now and I'm completely clear.
Yes.
Everything's clear. So it's just so easy. And I think all of my relationships with my children, my coworkers, my friends, they're all clean. And
Yeah.
does that make sense, Carla?
Yeah. I mean, the word that is coming to me is clear. It's like, clear. It's like
Mhm.
transparency is, yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
like when I mess up, I'm like, gosh, I messed that up. You deserve better. And then I talk about what I'm committed to doing instead.
Mm.
And for me, from that place, I feel like an adult, like adulting. Like I feel so good about myself. And there's no
Finally.
hiding like, oh, let's brush that under the rug. Maybe they'll never bring it up again because I feel
Mm.
so bad about myself that I actually did this thing.
Yeah.
So there's so much more clarity, and then I have a ton more energy. And if you
Mm.
ask anybody who's around me, I am just fun and happy for no reason. Even when there's like a shit show around me, I'm like, you know, so what? This is going to pass. Like we always get through everything. Always. We're
Mm.
always taken care of. Always. So why,
Yeah.
why be in the muck? I mean, certainly I feel my feelings. I
Mm.
experience them. And, I was talking to you before this that I'm not much of an analyzer, but now from this lens, do I have time for a quick story?
Sure. Yes.
So thank you. My oldest daughter just left for college in September. And I took her there and dropped her off. And I was fine up until then. People are like, oh, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm so proud of her. She's moving across the country, blah, blah, blah. And when I dropped her off and I left to go to the airport, I lost it. I could not stop crying. I couldn't. And then I got home and I was in a yoga class and we were in a savasana, like a rest period. And I was like sobbing in the class. I mean, my chest was shaking. I was like convulsing. And I'm like, okay, what is the purpose of a disturbing emotion? Well, I know that my unconscious mind is trying to get me to take an action to do something or not do something in the past. So, what does my mind want me to do in the past right now, today? And I realized my mind wanted me to not leave her there because I couldn't protect her so far away. So, just knowing that, like my mind wanted me to not leave her there. So, it's producing this deep sadness in me today. But is it possible for me to do it any differently in the past? No. And just knowing that, I was able to move through it and like, yeah, I'm going to miss her. And it's an illusion also. It's not like I can keep her any safer than when she was, downtown Phoenix, 20 minutes away from me, right? Like there's nothing I can do. I just get to trust that I raised her to make good decisions. So that I haven't cried about it since I made that connection, like there's nothing for me to do. So when I can offer this to people, when you're experiencing a difficult emotion that you don't prefer, anger, sadness, your mind is trying to get you to take an action to change something that you've already survived, like something in the past, it's over. So if you could tell your mind, hey, that's over. It's over. There's nothing for you to do. It can chill. And just that knowledge, just watch what happens to your energy level and to your mood. It's so helpful.
Amazing. Thank you about that. And I think that you were into question number 4 already. You were moving there. So, question number 4. What is your golden nugget to help that helps you shift and transform every day and what it requires?
Yeah, there's so many. But I think, what I was talking about, just knowing a little bit about how the mind works, that the purpose of a disturbing emotion or an uncomfortable sensation in your body, like some people experience anxiety or heart palpitations, contraction of the body, the muscles tight. Just knowing that your mind is responding to something in your environment, it's being triggered, thinking that one of the past things that happened to you is happening now. If you can get into a space, I think breathing is very, very helpful to reset the nervous system. I'll share this with you. There's a breathing technique called 5-6-7 that's really helpful in resetting the nervous system. And usually I will have people exhale all their air out so they have room for a new breath. And then just count your own count as you inhale for 5 through the nose, hold for 6, and then exhale for 7 through the mouth. And just do that until you feel calmer. Because one thing the unconscious mind knows for sure is that if there's a predator right there, you're definitely not taking long exhales. You're like, right? You need oxygen to the body quickly so you can run, fight, or hide. And when you slow down your breathing, it also slows down your brain waves, which is a way to calm yourself down from the inside out.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. All of it very, um, very powerful. And I really think that you gave us more than one. You gave us a lot through the whole conversation. So thank you for that. Anything else that you want to add? Anything else that you want to share with the viewers about how to let go, what and how it works for you?
Well, letting things go, I mean, it starts with an intention, but me knowing what I know, I mean, I know like all this stuff. This is what I do. if I have a situation where I have unresolved something, which means anytime I think about something that's happened in the past, if I feel any type of disturbing emotion, something I don't like, or my body does anything that I don't like any type of stress response, it's not been resolved. It is still in
Mm,
the working memory. It's not been put into long-term storage. Now, even
mm,
knowing what I know, I can't do it for myself. I get to go to
mhm,
somebody else, another practitioner. Now, based on my experience, I definitely recommend rapid resolution therapy because it's so fast. I mean, I've had clients say one session with you was better than years of therapy.
mm,
And I'll give you an example. There's a CEO that I just worked with, and she had a big 3-day event, and she wanted to tell a story about her mother who had just passed away in June, but she couldn't get through it without losing it, which would break the tension of the offer she was making. So we did one session, 90 minutes. And during that session, the word that she got to focus on during that offer came through. And she was the perfect amount of emotion where people didn't think, oh, you poor you, but they got it. They got the emotion. And she got through that offer. It was so powerful. It was so moving. And afterwards, she's like, thank you so much, Karen. I don't know if I could have gotten through that without you. And it's not me, it's a process that I take people through. And like it works for grief, it works for depression, it works for anxiety. So reach out to me or somebody, and I definitely recommend look at rapid resolution therapy because it's so fast and it's
mm,
painless. Not like therapy where you're going to talk about it reinforcing the same emotions and beliefs you don't want for
mm.
years. You're going to be directed, and like 1 to 3 sessions for pretty much everything is all you need. Like I can't even believe that. That's why well, we're going to get to that. That's why I'm offering like free mini sessions with people, because there's nothing like it that I've ever found. And I think I've done most of it.
Mhm. It's funny, you're moving ahead again. Here comes Karen, bringing it forward.
I'm so
And
psychic.
yes, I was gonna ask you, where people can find you, and then, yeah, if you have something offering for them to connect with you. Yes.
Yes, I am in all the places. So you can find me at Karen Seltz on Instagram, at Karen Seltz9 on TikTok, my website, karenseltz.com. And I am offering a free 30-minute RRT, rapid resolution therapy mini session with me. So you really get a taste of what
Mm,
it's like. And during that session, I get clear on where you've been experiencing stuckness or turmoil. And then I start moving your mind, like removing those data clogs in the brain, those stucknesses, and moving you toward that intention. And you actually get a real experience of what it's like. And I also share a lot of the perspectives that are super duper helpful, like the one I shared, in the story with my daughter. So
mm.
Carla will have the link for that. And I really hope to see you on my calendar because, man, this stuff's powerful. And don't take my word for it. Try it out for free.
There you go. There you go. Thank you very much, Karen. Thank you for being with us and for sharing with us all these golden nuggets and information. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carla. It's been amazing to be with you again.
And to everybody, see you tomorrow with another golden nuggets and how to let go. Bye bye.